8:47. Close enough. Hey, B's and G's. Time to draw some Z's with the R-Man. It's Rob Cicetto. Hey, how are you? I'm doing fine. We're fine. We're fine. I hope you guys have had a great week. Man, tomorrow's Friday. Woo! Long day weekend. Yeah, it is a long weekend this weekend, I believe. So yes. Yeah, I hope you all enjoy that. I hope you have some fun plans. Let's kick off that weekend with some zombie drawings, shall we? Yes. So, you might be looking at this going, what? So, as some of you may know, I did this one in a previous live stream. This is the original, okay? And most of the dinosaurs from this series are in color. But I wanted to kind of do this thing that I do, and I'm sure other people do this. Again, like I'm sure I didn't invent this method. But what I did was I figured, you know what, I'll have a nice time doing this crisp black and white, nicely detailed piece, and keep it black and white, and then get copies printed on watercolor paper and photocopied on there, right? So that I could do different versions, and those in turn can be originals because they are original, colored things. I'm using my same template, but they are going to be painted. So I'm going to have kind of fun trying different colors and stuff, and experimenting on these watercolor paper photocopies, right? So and they're great. Look at them. They're really, really tight, right? So tight. They're really tight. They're really tight. They're great. So we're gonna paint on these. Then, while the paint's drying on these, more custom cards, sketch cards. So I was working on this Superman last night before I ended my evening. And I've got about 2 seconds left on him to do, and he'll be done. I'll get in a bit closer for these guys because they're whee, and I got to really check my 9 for these because can you guys even see me do this? What's the best shot here? What is it? This? Can this be good? Let me see. I'm gonna see if this. Can you see that? Yeah. Actually, you can. I think. Okay. Yeah. So that's about it for this. This Superman, this zombie Superman is pretty much completed, and then we'll either start another one or because I did a few. Actually, I penciled a few last night. So we've got Batman. This thing, why is this table shaking so much? That is absurd. Really? Come on. Okay, I gotta fix that. Sorry, guys. You know what? I kind of noticed that in a couple. I've watched a couple of videos where the table shakes every time I move, and I'm like, that is not cool. I gotta fix that. Okay, sorry, guys. I'm gonna try not to, move around too much because, man, that is disorienting. I think for me, anyway. Not to put up one of those warnings, man. So yes, before even showing you, I'm starting to ink it. That's how much I really enjoy inking these, because sometimes they're tricky to do because the size is so small. But yeah, like they're very rewarding. I find when you get it right, because yeah, I'm not used to working this small, But I kind of like it. I'm using a super great like number 3 Stadler. So like yeah, that really helps. That really helps in the sincerity of line, in the yeah, like the sharpness and smoothness, Yeah, I don't want to have much bleeding involved, right? I don't want to have much bleeding, because bleeding, he's come for his noon feeding. Points to anyone who gets that reference. Yeah, so like I really want a nice smooth, no nonsense type of line for these small things. Oh, you know what? Sorry, that was, man, I got a lot of stuff to keep an eye on here. Yeah, that was a blur, camera blur. Sorry, blurg. I'll try to just keep looking more often to see if there's any problems with the video and stuff. But I do apologize if I don't catch it, guys, right away. By the way, if you're just tuning in, I am Rob Succhetto, inventor of the zombie portrait. I am the author, artist, and illustrator of the Zombie Handbook. I've drawn more zombies than anyone on planet Earth here. This planet here that we got. Yeah, you might say, I'm a real zombie nut. So, yeah, man, I've kind of created a career out of working within the zombie genre, and I really, really enjoy it. I love decay. I love, chaos and order. That enigmatic sort of ideology where you're kind of, drawn to certain types of, stimuli type of thing. And yes, it becomes part of your personality and your art style, Yes. If I had more room, I would have done a more, Mike Kaluta drawing here, because yes, I find this is very Mike Kaluta-ish. I love his work so much. But yes, he's got a really great. He's got a wow, what an amazing style he has. Yeah, wow, yeah, just beautiful, like just so like ephemeral and beautifully detailed, and oh wow, yeah, just great, wow, just great, great work by Mike Kaluta in every phase of his career. It's hard to almost tell what era his work is from when you see it, because it's like it's so consistent, like consistently good, So yeah, that's another great thing about him. You could tell, like obviously his bit older stuff, like his 70s stuff maybe, but yeah, it's very hard to, and that's mostly due to probably the printing too, the printing technology back then and things like that. It kind of gave it a different look, right? So yeah, but yes, Mike Kaluta's work, man, fantastic. Fantastic stuff. And this is kind of, and again, not intentionally, I just find it kind of has that appeal as I'm doing it. So yeah, most of the stuff I do isn't intentional. It's like, you know, oh, if that works, I chase it. Like, you know what I mean? If that part works, I like, you know, try to capitalize on it and things. So yeah, I'm always trying to, you know, improve. Guys, check out my Patreon page. Man, you know, almost 4,000 drawings, paintings, pieces of art on that page. Yeah, we're reaching the 4,000th post very soon. I think that will happen before the 1100th Zombie Pinup Diva. That is coming this Halloween. So I figured out the maths, and I've got to post one every 3 days at this point. So yes, you'll be seeing more Zombie Pinup Divas coming. Gonna hit that 1100th Zombie Pinup Diva drawing this Halloween. So October 31st. 1100 Zombie Pinup Divas you can check out on on Zombie Daily, by the way. Yes. By the way. As a matter of fact. But feel free to check them out anytime. And the more the scarier. The more the scarier. There we go with some bat action. We go with some badminton, Jensen. There, that's kind of creepy. Yeah, that jawline is totally Kaluta-like. I find, yeah, absolutely. If you know who Mike Kaluta is, and you agree. There's a cool. I think that's a kind of a cool Batman. Oh, man, I really gotta. That is weird. Okay, you know what I think it is? I think this is distracting the shit right out of me. Yes. That's why I can't see as well, because I've got so much stuff there. Oh my goodness. I should be ashamed. I probably should be. But I'll save that for another day. Another shaming day. Oh, okay. Yes, that's what I got rid of that for. Okay. Boom. There. There we go, a little better. Yeah, I just want you to, I want you guys to kind of be able to see what I'm doing, I guess. That's the point. That's the joke. So, yeah, and I'm going to put, like, holes in his cowl. And, it's ripped, obviously. And I'm going to thicken up the outer holding line. I like I love the wings, the bat sort of things coming off his gloves. That's kind of a Bisley-ish thing, I think. Yeah, I feel kind of is, Yeah. So there's a nice little Batman. There's a nice little zombie Batman for us. Let's just see. Okay. There. Have some coffee now. Yeah. All right. Batman. Yeah, so sketch cards, guys. People, again, this is another thing that I would hear always, oh, you gotta do cards, man, you gotta do cards. And I'm like, what do you mean? Just any kind of card. I'm like, oh, okay. So, yeah, that's why I'm kind of, a wonderful couple who owned an art supply store, unfortunately went out of business. I don't even actually think they went out of business. I think it was somebody was taking over the building or something. Anyway, they sort of closed because they didn't have an actual brick and mortar to do that, and they just decided to close. So anyway, without lengthening the story any further than I have to, they would periodically donate art supplies to me. And I was like, oh my, like, guys, there's tears in my eyes, man. I am not kidding. Like, that, I can't tell you how much that means to me, man. So, and they gave me a little card, and I have that card on my fridge. That's the only thing I have as a sort of like, oh, I put this on my fridge, or I put this, like, I don't have anything on my walls or anything like. There's a couple of photos, but man, I've had them forever. But like, I don't have anything like that kind of anywhere in the house. So putting that on my fridge, that's the only thing I have that I kind of value in terms of like, putting it up, like having it visible. Not to say that I just don't do that typically. I just don't put up nostalgic photos and stuff like that. In fact, I don't even put up my own art in the house. So, yeah. Yeah, none of my walls have my art on them. This, actually, in the background, you see all the comic stuff on the walls? Like, they did that, like, so long ago, and I'm always like, I should do something about that. I should, like, cover it up. And then every time people come in here, they're always like, oh, is that ever cool? And I'm like, really? Yeah, so I always, like, lament doing it for some reason. Because I like things to be sparse. Anyway. Things about me. Me. So, finishing up Batman, L'homme chauve-souris in français, in French. L'homme chauve-souris. Je suis l'homme chauve-souris. Batman. Yeah. There. That's a cool little sketch card. Sketch card. Yeah. Oh. There. Sorry. There. That's a nice little Batman sketch card. So put that there. And maybe I'll put a bit of... And you know what? I could even use... whatchamacallit? Marker. I could use marker. Parker. But you know what? First, I'm just going to, for fun, add a bright sort of greenish, like very pale. Yeah. And see what that does, because I don't know. That's an interesting color. I don't think I've ever used this before. I don't think I have. But you know what? I want to add brightness to it. I want to get some yellow in there, I think. I think it's too neutral. It needs some, how'd you say, pizzazz. It needs some pizzazz. And oh, I don't want to get these cards stuck in there. But yeah, this is this. I'm painting over what you would think are inks, but this is a photocopy on watercolor paper. Something I invented. Like I said, I did not. I doubt I invented this. I'm sure people have done this before, but I've not. Like I just do things on my own. I'm not a book learning guy. I'm more of a hands-on guy. That's how I learn. So I thought, oh, you know what? I'll do a photocopy onto watercolor if they can do that. And I'll paint this, so I've done this process before, but first I had to find out if it would even work, So I got my print shop to print the water or the pen and ink onto the watercolor paper by just, I guess, photocopy process. I don't know what that is, but they just photocopy it on there, and you paint over it. And the blacks are just as brilliant, and it almost beads on the black. You know what I mean? It almost doesn't register. You know what? I kind of screwed that up. Okay, I'll fix that. It doesn't almost register on the black. It doesn't cover the black. The black doesn't, the black has some kind of sheen to it that the paint doesn't go on. It only goes on the paper, so that's really good. You retain the blacks. You don't make them muddy with paint on them. The paint just glides right off. The watercolor just glides right off. Yeah, so I kind of dirtied that up. I gotta fix that. I gotta white that out or something. But yeah, I like this coloring. I think it's a great base. I think I'm gonna get a little groovier with the other ones. I'm gonna try some different colors. Maybe I'm gonna try orange and blue. See what happens. But yeah, again, it's the freedom of being able to, still have the black and white pen and ink drawing, but color photocopies, and each one theoretically is an original because you're doing an original painting on top of your template, right? And you can actually create prints, different prints. It's crazy the things you can kind of do with this idea, and things that I might capitalize on in the future. I might actually do that, where I'll have these will take the place of these will be original prints. You know what I mean? Because I don't have original prints. I have originals or prints. I don't have original prints. So this would be a print, but it's also an original because, I'm coloring each one differently by hand. So that's kind of the special quality of it. That's interesting. See, I've done this process before, but not with multiples. This is the first time I got 3 of the same one. So you're kind of, again, watching something that is not a thing I do on a regular basis. But again, because I love the live stream format, I can show you guys how I do things, because really it's been different stuff almost every other live stream that we've done, right? Yeah, I try to do a new sort of technique, or do a new a really different type of drawing, or whatever. So we've had the Guns N' Roses one, which I hope you guys enjoyed. It's on Patreon now. I posted that actually yesterday. So that Guns N' Roses album cover, Appetite for Destruction, in zombie form, is up on the Patreon. The link is in the description below. Definitely check that out. You get to see the finished version of that Appetite for Destruction cover. So that's very cool. So that I'm going to let dry, and while that's drying, I'm going to do another one. And this time, I'm going to use, like I said, I'm going to try orange, see what that does. It's crazy. Okay. That's very bright. But I kind of like it. You know, I kind of like it. Because it's so out there, you know. It's kind of interesting. But I think I'm going to put some nice gray on top of areas and blue and see what happens. Because yeah, that's a nice kind of hue. You know? Orange dinosaur. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, just trying different colors. You know, I've never done an orange dinosaur before, but now with these photocopied, pen and ink drawings on watercolor paper, I can kind of explore and do a bunch of different things. And I mean, you know, sure, you could say like, oh, on a computer, you know, program, like you could just hit a button and it would totally change the color and blah blah blah. But that's true. But with these, you have a tactile thing to show someone. You know what I mean? You can actually put this in a frame and it's a real original. Like, you can actually feel it, you know? Whereas, yeah, you could try a bunch of different quick fixes and things on a computer, but then it's just trash. Like, it's just garbage. It was just an experiment that will never see the light of day again. But in the terms of doing things in with traditional materials, you actually get to, you know, feel it, see those experiments, feel those experiments, you know, like those are original things. You know, those experiments were, you know, can be used and enjoyed, you know. I know I'm rambling, but still. That's kind of how I feel about original art, you know. If I opened up a crate full of original art, I would probably pass out from the excitement. Yeah, like that's crazy, you know. Original art, like, you know, is I just love that so much, you know. And I think that's why I like looking through, you know, sketchbooks and stuff, people's sketchbooks, because, you know, that's where their true sort of creativity and messing around, you know, like, you know, jotting down thoughts, meaningless stuff, but, you know, putting it in there, you know, putting it in there, and you know, having sketches of things that might never be used, and I just love that kind of stuff. I love seeing that creativity, you know, from other artists, you know. Yeah, you get to see what they're really like. But here I'm adding some very crazy, like, you know, colors in here, and I'm doing so without any cause of alarm or panic. This is just I'm just playing around, horsing around. I mean, I'm also you know, trying to you know, use color theory and stuff to you know, make it a nicer drawing or painting. I'm not just being sloppy about it, is what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm actually, you know, trying to maintain a certain amount of professionalism with the fun of, you know, again, using weird colors, right? So yeah, I think these colors are weird, you know, for a dinosaur, you know, for like especially a zombie dinosaur. But again, who knows? Maybe the color is part of the reason why it's a zombie, you know. Man, again, there's so many cool, you know, ways or origins or like, you know, methods that like something becomes a zombie. That's half the fun too, like depicting that those telltale signs or characteristics of that particular type of zombie, right? So yeah, zombie. Would you stop it with the zombie? Never. Never. The answer is never. There, I'm adding a little bit of zest, a little bit of paleness, opacity to that fin in that upper region, And hey, I can also add more color to all of these after too. So like this is basically the first wash, so to speak, and then I'll do another. Maybe I'll do a tighter one and add some grays and stuff, and possibly even some other weird colors like maybe spots and stuff here and there. So yeah, I love doing this. This is great, and I maybe don't do this enough. I don't know, but again, like each one of these will be an original painting, right? So yeah, man. And I'll probably bring these to cons too with me. And if you guys are interested in purchasing some original art, this is a good way. This is a good place to start with the original art. Oh, that's the original. Okay. So now, what should I do? Should I? Okay, so I got a sort of yellow-ish one, a sort of green-ish one with some weird other tones in there. How is about, blue and brown? Blue and brown. Blue and brown. Yeah, blue and brown I think would be cool. Because, they're interesting. Blue, there's, that corn husk blue or whatever. Blue can be an earth tone too. Like there are different types of blues that are earthy, right? So, I mean, man, let's face it, there's every color. But when we say earth tones, it's usually, umbers, browns, oranges, greens, slightly warm grays, and things of that nature. So that's basically, earth tones, in a nutshell, right? But there's other fantastic shades. And not that I can see them all either because I'm colorblind, but and just especially I'm sure those weird hues. I'm sure I'd be very, very unsure of what those colors were because of my particular type of color blindness. Yeah. But I can still like them. I still I like these colors. I think this sort of off blue, like blue gray sort of color is cool. But I'm gonna put I don't know if I should intermingle the brown and I just don't want to muddy it up. Like I kind of want the colors to be somewhat pure in places. Not pure, but identifiable. So I don't want to muddy it up. So I think I'm going to put the brown after the blue here dries. And again, that's not the traditional way of doing watercolor painting. I am not utilizing the traditional. That's why I kind of go like, if you dig the way I do stuff, feel free to borrow techniques and stuff like that, because again, I'm not sure how many people do art this way, this is a different method, right? It's a different method. So, Yeah, I think so. So if you see something you like, feel free to utilize it if it helps. Things go faster, or you're like, oh, you know what? I like using watercolor that way. He's got a point. That's kind of cool like that. I want to try that. Feel free to try it out and see how you like it. Might help. Might help you. Might help you ease into drawing a little better. But I'm going to do, while those dinos are drying, I'm going to do this Wolvie sketch card. So I'm going to get in a bit more here. What's the best way? Probably this. Is it this? Yeah, probably that. Okay, I just want to check out something. Dish. Okay. Oh my goodness, that's good. Okay, so Zombie Wolverine again. Oh man, I mean, like Godzilla, I could probably do like Zombie Wolverine as a career. Wolverine more often than not, or Zombie Hulk. I find them easier to do because I always forget what costumes they have. Like, so Hulk, Conan, Wolverine's usually like his costume's all ripped up and stuff, and so I don't have to usually draw it. Yeah, man, I always forget what they look like, and I know, like, I've been collecting comics forever, and I always forget, like, what their costumes are, except for, obviously, Hulk, stuff like that, but, he's just got ripped pants. He's just got ripped pants, that I remember, like, yeah, that's it. That's his whole gimmick. He's got ripped pants, Hulk. There. So again, I think this is going to be sort of like Wolverine is trying to regenerate, whilst having the zombie virus, and it has driven him crazy. It has driven him insane, right? So that's why he's kind of got that glazed over look. The Shining, the Shinin. Overlook Hotel. I had to correct them. Mr. Grady. There. Ah, that's a cool looking, that's a pretty cool, I think, Zombie Wolverine. Yeah. Super, there's still flesh on his, like, almost, like, it's just pulled back so much because of the adamantium. It's making it look even more sort of pulled back. There. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's cool. I like that. Yeah. So yeah, doing sketch cards, guys. Let me know if you guys are interested. Subscribers to the channel get first dibs. Yeah, please subscribe to the channel, guys. It will help me elevate slightly into the kinder algorithmic, ephemeral capacity of the air and the things up there. Yeah. Can you help me out? Oh God. yeah, but that would be awesome, guys, if you could help by subscribing to the channel. Would really, really help. And yes, I would very much like to be up in the little higher area of the algorithm fields, because yes, it will help me get into the get in front of the eyes of new folks, and I would really love that. I hope to sometimes inspire a little bit, maybe, and to do art and stuff, and kind of like teach too, hopefully, hopefully. But yes, I do very much want to try to help aspiring artists, because I feel that man, with all the technology, which is awesome, traditional art will kind of I think suffer for that, and I really think it needs to endure. So if I could help that perpetuate itself in any capacity, I would really like to do that for folks, and help people, because yes, man, you can absolutely go online and learn how to do things, but man, there's nothing better than having a mentor. There's nothing better than having someone to just ask a quick question to, that might require a more complex answer than what you might think, like a Google answer type of thing would be, and then regional things, like things, all those types of details, man. Having them explained by a person that's been through it, I think, is far better than learning about it online. And again, that's just my opinion. And I've been to so many different conventions and stuff too. And if you want to find out the do's and don'ts, if you want to learn about the do's and don'ts of cons and stuff, I'm here to help you guys too. That's another sort of area I'm very familiar with. Teaching too, man. I've taught for so long, and in so many different ways. Kindergarten to grade 6. And then I think grade 9 and 10, and then college, man. So, and then doing tons of workshops too, workshops for people, where you go in and you end up drawing something by the end of the class type of thing. So, and I love those. I love doing that stuff too, So I don't know. I find a lot of artists aren't really super into doing that kind of stuff. They're sort of more introverted, but I really enjoy doing that kind of stuff. Yeah. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna be doing a workshop in Toronto this October. October, yeah. Man, October is going to be a busy month for sure. Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to get in there. So there's a great, I like this one too. This is a great zombie Wolverine, I think. Just put some crackle around them, or blood, spraying. But yeah, I love that hand. That hand looks great. I love the arm. It looks really, yeah, I love that. Look, it's got a lot of movement in it. Sorry. It's got a lot of movement in it. Yeah. And that eye is great. I love that crazy. He's gone crazy. He's insane. His berserker rage is like constant. He has no normal setting anymore. And he just keeps rotting and regenerating. Oh no! Yeah, there we go. That's a cool card, I think. Sketch card? Yeah. I like it. Just gonna add a little thicker holding line there. Yeah. Yeah. There. Right? Right? Yeah, I think that's cool. I mean, obviously it's Wolverine, right? So, yeah. Right on. That's great. So that's what, another card? So 2 cards. Did 2 cards already. Wowee. Rob Sachito. There. 2025. There we go. Another sketch card. Yeah. And the Batman one here. I'll sign that one too. Oops, 2025. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. Could always add some more. always adding more, but never knowing when to stop. There. Oh yeah, you know what? I'm gonna actually, hopefully this works. It doesn't. Those are not great. Gonna have to, I just wanted to make, I wanted to actually have like a bit of a glow on his, like, fingers. There. Yeah, that's a little better. Yeah, I like that better. I might fix that with a bit of ink, but whatever. Either way. But yes, I've got a Conan one. And this one kind of looks a bit like Samurai Jack, that kind of style. But it's Conan, and yeah, he's a zombie. But the kind of backstory I created for this was Conan like turns into a zombie when he wears this amulet, so he can fight as a zombie and all that stuff and die and everything, but then like he can come back to life and all that. He can heal and come back to life because he wears this amulet, so he can get out of it. Like he can become Conan again. You know what I mean? So I wanted to give him an out. Yeah, I didn't want him to be a zombie for this, which is just weird. I don't know why I was thinking that, but that was my backstory. It doesn't make sense. But yeah, this, again, like a zombie Conan for this sketch card. I was like, yeah, I haven't done Conan in a while. I'll do Conan. So, and he's like, yeah, he's a zombie here, and he's got this crazy sword. And he's holding the sword up. And he's kind of in that Schwarzenegger pose when he was on the beach with the sword in the Conan movie. You know? Conan the Barbarian. What an awesome movie that was. That was great. Man, you know, they really knew how to make movies back then. Yeah, it was great. So good. Schwarzenegger was awesome in it. And then, even Conan the Destroyer wasn't bad. I thought that was, well, I mean, it was a step down, but it was entertaining. It was fun. I really enjoyed it. Yeah. Conan the Destroyer with what's her name? Oh my God. Grace Jones. Yeah, Grace Jones. Yeah. That was crazy. That Poseidon god or something. Yeah, that was crazy too, man. That was Andre the Giant. That's who that was. Yeah, or yes, that's right. It was Andre the Giant. Because I'm like, oh, I thought it was Will Chamberlain, but he was in that movie. Will Chamberlain was in that movie, Conan the Destroyer, but he played kind of himself type of thing, you know. He was the Queen's guard or something, and yeah, I think him and Conan fought too, but yeah, that huge Poseidon god at the end, that was kind of crazy, man. Conan the Destroyer. Yeah, that was a great movie. I liked it. Not as good as the first one. The first one was fantastic. And why am I talking about Conan? Because I'm drawing Conan. Yes. As a zombie. So yeah, guys, this is, I really enjoy this. I really love this. Doing the sketch cards is a lot of fun. You know, I'm kind of getting into them now because, you know, and I don't have many left. I don't have many, like, you know, cards cut or whatever from that box. Yeah, because I got them, like I got boxes of them, and I'm down to, I think, my last box. So there's not that many. I don't have that many unless I buy some more. Unless I buy some more cards. Put that there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So unless I buy some more cards, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. If I'm going to continue doing them, let me know, guys. If you want me to do more sketch cards, if you guys are interested in purchasing sketch, like, you know, custom or rather original sketch cards, let me know, man. I was always told, like, oh, you got to do cards, and I do them, but you know what? Part of the problem is showing them at cons because I don't have that much room. But you know what? That actually brings me to a huge potential. I'm not going to say it's an announcement, but I'm going to say something big might be happening, and I will definitely let you know in the coming weeks. And it involves, it involves just the whole zombie thing and my art, and like it's gonna be massive. If it happens, it's gonna be massive. So, like I said, I'm not gonna announce anything right now, but yeah, things are happening. Things are happening. You know what? You might wanna. I hate to say this, but you might want to buy some original art soon. Yeah. This isn't a sales pitch. This is a helpful, hopefully, thought and idea that for you to invest in. I would just say that, you know. So yeah. So there's Conan. Wow, Conan as a zombie getting ready for a battle. Yeah, man, there we go. That's awesome. I love this. Yeah. Just put some more detail in there. And then you know what? I'm going to switch to the dinosaurs. I'm going to add another. I'm going to add another. Whoops! I'm going to add another wash of color. To the dinosaurs. To the dinosaurs. And yeah, check it out, man. Like it's Zombie Conan. There. Huh? Huh? What? Yeah. He's got a cool sword. Probably little bits of blood and things in it there. But yeah, there we go. Right on. So that one's done. Okay, so let's see the dinosaurs here. We'll pan out so you can see. And I'm going to add brown to this one. Because I think that would look kind of cool within the blue. And I think I'm actually going to maybe add a bit of white in it, so it'll be a lighter, sort of paler brown. Paler, swift brown. Let's just see. Yeah, I'm just adding it right on top of everything. Like I mentioned before, the watercolor paint kind of like it washes, it beads right off of the black line. The black line. Yeah, it bleeds, or it sort of beads, rather. Beads. It beads. Yeah, it beads right off of the black lines. And that's why this is really, like, awesome, because your blacks stay true even after painting on top of them, right? So this watercolor, like, you know, doing the photocopy on watercolor paper gimmick is pretty good. Like, it actually works really well, you know. And as you can see, it's kind of, you know, there it is. It's coming along, right? So we're adding brown. We're adding brown to the blue areas, the blue-gray and all that, making it a bit more earthy. Yeah. There we go. Putting a bit more blue in there. Darkening it up a little bit. And you know what I'm going to add? Like, I'm going to actually add some gray. I'm going to add some gray in there afterwards. For the claws. For the claws. Yeah. So yeah, that's coming along. That actually looks really cool. I like that. Yeah, man. And again, like, this is if you're just tuning in. If you're just tuning in, I'm Rob Cicetto. I'm the inventor of zombie portraits, writer and artist of the Zombie Handbook, drawer of more zombies than anyone else on planet Earth, and lover of all things pop culture. Yeah, so we're doing dinosaurs today. Oh, why don't you do your dinosaurs today? And that's what we're doing. So we're doing some dinosaurs today, and you know what? This is happening right before your eyes. I am just really ad-libbing this. This is totally spontaneous. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of adding color. I'm doing it responsibly, but I'm kind of very much experimenting right now. So I'm experimenting right now with this, and I'm doing the blue and brown thing together for this one, for this dinosaur. But like I said, I've got another to kind of experiment with, and these are photocopies of this original that were photocopied on watercolor paper So I'm actually painting on top of that watercolor paper photocopy. Yes, that's the process. And this is a process I've used before, but not like this, where I've done like 3 different ones. So I might actually kind of sell these as like original paintings, from my drawing, my template drawing, right? So there, I like that. That's a nice deep tone, a nice deep dark tone, So, man, you know what? I almost feel like adding purple in there a little bit. Just where, though? I think maybe the neck. Yeah, like purple seems to, I don't know, want to work in there, Purple wants to stretch out and do some damage. Yeah, I feel like purple needs to sort of be in there to some degree. Like just very, like a touch, a wisp, if you will. Yes. Yeah, but I think gray. I think definitely I'm going to have to put more gray in and around here. Also, there will be some sort of the fin will be differentiated in between each sort of bony spike coming out. There will be like a high and low in there, like a low. What you would call it? Shade. Yeah. So there we go. Tail. Yeah. Yeah. So there's this one. Like this one. There's this one. There's that one. There. That's this one. Now for this, I see spots on. I see spots, Doc. I see spots on it, I think. Yes. Like bluish. For some reason, I don't know why. And maybe that's going to be the most hideous thing ever. But I don't know. I feel like there's spots on them. Is that pronounced enough? Oh, yeah, I guess. I think it's because it's a lighter color. I see like I want to see like some. I want to see some like difference, contrast, color contrast in there for some reason. Yeah, and then like maybe, a bigger splotch there and there and there. Yeah, kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. It's interesting. I like it. And, like maybe the top of the legs. Yeah. Huh? Huh? Right? Yeah? Yeah. Huh? Yeah. I like that. Dinosaurs. Oh, you know what? And you know what? So, okay, so I think that's good for now. Maybe what I'll do, actually, is a bit of gray. Oof. I don't like the looks of that white. Okay, there we go. That's sort of, yeah. Okay, I got. So in the middle, like I was saying, there'll be like a difference in shade because they're like the bone is protruding, but the like thin skin is still there to a degree, like stretched over those bony spines. So there's kind of like a indentation in there, obviously crevice. and adding that line to the underneath the vein there really sort of gives it that, that three-dimensional look. So this is the grade that I'm using, and I'm kind of just adding a little bit of depth. Like those spots are still there. In fact, I'm gonna augment them. The spots are still there, but like I'm just gonna make them a bit darker, I think. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I think that looks great. I really like the spots. So yeah, so there we go. Just gonna check on something. Christina Sandage, hey, how you doing? Cool art. Why, thank you so much. I'm so glad you could join us here today in the studio, man. And thanks for saying hey, and thanks for the kind words. That's very awesome of you. I appreciate that. Yeah, glad to have you. So I just switched to my YouTube feed for a second. I'm going to switch back, but I will return if you guys want to leave more in chat. I'm going to go to my OBS studio because there's a slight delay in the YouTube one, and it really screws me up, especially for like seeing where I am here for you guys. So yes, I'm gonna keep on this, but I will check my chat often as I can. So yes, I'm going to use you know what? This is probably what they actually look like, I think, or at least what I've seen on those Jurassic Park commercials. They have the lines that go that way. They have the horizontal lines. So that's weird. That's a weird sort of, yeah, like that's like kind of like an eye, like it screws with your eyes, man, like because the lines are going this way for his fin, and then the other way for the marking, so kind of like it's kind of a weird sort of visual there. So we're doing dinosaurs, zombie dinosaurs. Yeah. Hope you guys are having a great evening. I am. I'm drawing, so yes, of course, right? Of course I'm having a good time. Yeah, man, I'm loving what I'm doing, and I hope you guys are digging it too. Yeah, so again, just to sort of bring you up to speed if you're just joining us, these drawings here are actual photocopies on watercolor paper. And so, but I'm custom painting them all different, and I'm kind of doing a bit of a experiment thing too. Like I'm kind of going, oh, what do spots look like? So these are kind of just really fun, almost coloring book-ish things, but I'm actually doing I'm actually painting them. So, yeah, man. It's almost like it's an original painting, but it's from a photocopied original image of mine, So yeah, it's kind of an interesting way of doing it. Again, I don't know of a lot of people who do this, and again, I'm not trying to insinuate that I made this up, or like I'm the first person to do this at all. Like, I'm sure other people do it, but yeah, this is kind of something I just decided I would do because I thought it would work, and it does. So yes, try it out. Try it out, why don't yous? Try it out for yourselves. And like I'm kind of doing very broad strokes. I'm kind of doing, but you know, if you wanted to treat this like a coloring book thing, you could really do, you know, wonderful, awesome things with color. You know, I'm kind of doing these as, again, like experiments and just, you know, kind of fun, oh, let's see if we can do some colored dinosaurs and what colors are we going to use and things like that. So it's just really fun for me. And I'm kind of showing you guys, you know, again, another weird method that I've used, you know. And once again, I've never done like 3 of these kind. I've done this method before, but I usually just do one and I paint it and that's it. Like that's the color version, right? But I've never done like 3 different ones or more than one before. So this is kind of a new thing. So again, I might sell these as special sort of originals. You know, for folks who want an actual original piece of art for, you know, more affordable price, perhaps, you know, but it's still classified as an original piece. So, because the guy did the whole thing. Yeah. So there we go. There's some depth and we have some nice sort of like darker areas in there. And then the color theory, the cool colors receding help to add those extra deep shadows or deeper shadows, you know. There. Excuse me. Yeah. So I have to make a boom boom. No, I have to make a gray here. But my white is dirty. Oh, no, okay, that's okay. Yeah, I just don't want. I don't want a green. I want a nice sort of gray. So, yeah, is that gonna be enough? Come on now. Sorry guys, I'm trying to make a gray here. There, that should be good. I think that's good. But that one's too fresh. I will have to use it on a drier one. And there we go. I'm adding the gray to the talons or claws or whatever. They're claws. They're talons, claws, talons. Douche. Teeth. Yeah. You know, I should probably even add some yeller in there. Because, yeah, the teeth would be rotting. Right out of his mouth. You know. Yeah. Adding some yellow in there. Okay, so I think I should let them dry. Let my dinosaurs dry. As Moses said to the flock, let my dinosaurs dry. What? As Moses beseeched the Pharaoh, let my dinosaurs dry. Moses. Mo. There. Yeah. Yeah, I like those claws now. Those claws are good now. All right, there. So I'm gonna leave those alone for Mo, and look who we got. Look who we got here. It's gonna be a Punisher Zambi. Oh, you know what? I've got a Punisher. I gotta change that skull though. That looks so weird, and because of those rips. Those rips make it look weird. So, yeah, it's there. That's better. Okay. Yeah, because the skull looks like it's drawn weird on his on his shirt anyway, I find. Like, it doesn't look like a cool skull. It just looks like this weird skull that somebody drew. Like, even the original Punisher, like, from the comics, you know? I don't know. It's gonna have, like, some... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I've got that. I've got a zombie Hulk. Yeah, maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll do this one. I'll do this one. Yeah, and so I've got the Thing. He's a zombie mutant thing. I've got like a sort of a weird gothic Batman kind of thing going on there. I got another a weird Hulk that I was. This is an older, like, well, it's a couple days old. Oh my god. Yeah, I started doing this. Just sort of a Sam Keith-ish, I think. Yeah, kind of. And then Lobo, man. Yeah, I'm going to do a zombie Lobo. Sheriff Lobo. So yes, now we're going to be doing the Hulk, Zombie Hulk. Again, I do these guys because it's like, you don't have to remember the costumes that much. And I suck at that. I'm so awful with costumes. But this time I actually brought down a couple of previews catalogs, which is great. So it's reference. So yeah, we're doing some wee tiny sketch cards. I'm digging these though, man. I hope you guys are liking these. Like for years, people would always ask me to do these. And believe me, I don't have any original thoughts. So, here's the thing, man. If people are into a thing and it's a vehicle for my art, yeah, I'm going to try to like do that, right? And plus, it's cool because it's another challenge. Like doing these sketch cards is pretty hard because like the size, man. So that's a challenge for sure. Because that means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. So I'm definitely going to try to accommodate that, and also have that challenge of doing these super small, drawings, which I think are fun. And like I said, they're a challenge. So yeah, I like that. I like that. Oh man, yeah, so I have to get in real close. Yeah, like really close in there. Vein in the top of the foot, and gonna have some striations in there, and darken the bottoms there. There we go. So it looks like he's, you're looking down, like you're kind of looking down on him, downward. And I know that's not the typical way you want to show something big. I get it, but in this case, I wanted to kind of show him. Like maybe you're in a helicopter or something and you're, firing on them or whatever. Like, I wanted to use this angle specifically. Like, yeah. So, showing the whole Hulk, you can't really do that from a worm's eye view. You can only show like, so much of them, right? From that worm's eye view, but you can show much more from that bird's eye view, above. So I wanted to show more, and this is one that this is one that boom, he's like super up close, and his hands are gigantic and weird and gnarled and stuff. So yeah, man, like there's a reason for each type of drawing, and drawing it from that perspective is like a specific thing. Of course, right? And that just goes to the effect, right? If you want to show something like massive, you kind of show it from that worm's eye view. Hulk, or not Hulk, Godzilla rather, is shown that way in a lot of drawings, man. Like, I'm not saying they're not good. Actually, you know what? Even Alex Ross actually did a Godzilla painting from that super worm's eye view. Yeah, man. Yeah. So check that out. Alex Ross. Yeah, Alex Ross did a Hulk. Damn it. Godzilla as not as a zombie or anything. He just did a painting of Godzilla like within buildings and stuff, like from that worm's eye view. So yeah, that was interesting to see his take on Godzilla. It was kind of weird because it wasn't really any specific. It seemed like just a generic Godzilla, and I was like, that's odd for Alex Ross to sort of. It seemed, I don't want to say lackluster, it just seemed kind of like he wasn't into it almost. I know that sounds bad to say, but I don't know, man. I didn't like that one that much, and I love his work, man. Like, oh my god, I don't think I have everything that he's done, but I've got a lot of like his comics and stuff like that, and I think I have one of his books too. Yeah, I have one of his really good, like, big books too. So yeah, no, I love Alex Ross, of course, but yeah, I didn't like his Godzilla that much. Oh well, no biggie. Putting some shadow. Oh, create a whole army of shadows. Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Yeah, that is I like that. I like that, that there, zombie Hulk. Yeah. And again, he's maybe like rotting away, decaying, and regenerating at the same time too. Or I can't remember how they depict him in the Marvel Zombies thing, but yeah, like that's again just like one version of him. Right, I think that on other worlds and stuff like that, I'm sure like there's different versions of Zombie Hulk. From the Marvel Zombies thing, different stories. Yeah, they kind of do anthologies and stuff, I think, now for that. But somebody said they're doing a Marvel Zombies movie, and I'm like, there's no. Where did I see that? Like I can't see that happening. Maybe a cartoon? Maybe a cartoon, but not a movie. I can't see them doing a movie of Marvel Zombies. Like, that's too crazy. Yeah. Like, that's too out there for movies. Like, maybe a cartoon. Yeah, I think that. But yeah, man. Marvel Zombies. So, Marvel Zombies was a phrase used by people that, I guess they did buy Marvel comics too, but they were, kind of maybe more DC oriented or other, like they would buy other comics. And there would be this contingent of people that, like, were just buying Marvel stuff and anything and everything by Marvel. And they were called Marvel Zombies. Oh, you're a Marvel zombie. You'll just buy anything by them. You'll praise them, blah, blah, blah. And then they kind of went in and did actual Marvel Zombies, which I think is, kind of clever, I guess. And that happened during the first Ultimate comics line. You know, they were in the Fantastic Four, Ultimate Fantastic Four. So yeah, I'm putting this goofy little zombie Hulk, zombie Hulk lettering above it. I like it. I kind of like it. I kind of like that little extra. It seems like something Barry Smith would kind of do. You know, kind of do that little lettering of his own drawing thing. I don't know. Or maybe it's just a Rob Sachetto thing to do. Like, I do cite other artists a lot, and that's because I both, revere them a lot, and I've learned a lot from them. Like I grew up with a lot of really great artists around. Some of the greatest, right? Some of the greatest, like Frank Frazetta and Kirby and Bushima and Ramita. Like, mind you, I didn't I didn't grow up with them in terms of like I was around when they started doing stuff. That was before I was even born. Like that stuff was like early 60s, and I was born like late 60s. So I didn't really see it until much later, but I was still growing up with it because like there wasn't much else. The 80s stuff was there, but the majority of the stuff that I saw was at kind of used bookstores and stuff too, and it wasn't new comics. It was that older stuff. So I kind of grew up with it, and then like other people would have those comics and show me, and go like, this was that was the Bronze Age. I didn't know that at the time what it was, but Bronze Age comics, and I think I started maybe collecting comics around the Byrne X-Men run times. Claremont and Byrne and Terry Austin X-Men, but I didn't buy any X-Men. I bought like Godzilla, Shogun Warriors, and things like that, And again, it wasn't until later that I started buying like all kinds of Marvel and DC and stuff comics because I just loved comics so much, But the gateway drug, so to speak, for all the other types of comics was definitely Shogun Warriors and Godzilla and stuff. Like I loved those, and Rom too. I loved Rom, Rom, the Space Knight. Yeah, he was great, man. So again, here we got some crazy zombie Hulk sketch card action, man. Yeah. So there we go. What do you think, guys? Yeah. That's a pretty cool zombie Hulk smash. He got his huge hands. When I was younger, like last week, I would make the noises of the things that I'm drawing, man. Yeah. Godzilla. So there, man. There is Zombie Hulk. Yeah. Goody. There's another sketch card. Oh, you know what? Okay, the next one is definitely going to be this Hulk, but first I'm gonna do just a wee bit more on this, And there we go. Just gonna check the chat. Okay. Check the chat. Alright guys, yes, you're in my studio where I do all the zombie drawings for Zombie Daily, which is on my Patreon page. Check that out. The link is in the description below this video. You will have a blast. Almost 4,000 with the TH. The TH is silent. 4,000 drawings, paintings, pieces of art there. Zombie art from across the pop culture spectrum and far beyond as well. As you can see, I'm doing dinosaurs. Sure, dinosaurs are part of pop culture, but I think it's more of the beyond part, to be honest. Because, yeah, dinosaurs are dinosaurs, man. They just became pop culture because they're so cool. Because they're so cool. It's true. So I'm adding a little bit of gray there. Deeper shade of soul. Okay. There. There we go. That's great. You know what, man? I really like that. I really like this. And it's not finished because it will require some, I think, highlights, maybe some bloody areas in there too. But yeah, I think these are really coming out great. I'm happy with them. They're all very different, I think, and I think next time I will make them even more differenter. Yeah, in fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to... What's this? What's this? Yellow? I'm going to actually do this and see what happens. Bob, you fool, don't! It's too late. I've done it. It's done. We have to do it again. From different angles. Again and again and again and again. And again. There. Yeah, man. There. That's cool. I like that. I like that yellow. I like that yellow. Yeah, in the fin. In the fin. In the fin. Yeah, man. I like that. And again, we're trying different things. We're trying new things. And you know what? You guys are witnessing this. I'm literally, I've never really done, I've done this process before, excuse me, but I've never done this kind of experimenting with like 3 different ones before, or more than one rather, you know. The fact that it's 3, I was like, okay, I think 3 is probably enough to sort of, you know, experiment with. You know, and the experiments will are ending up actually looking kind of cool. So they will be basically originals, right? They're original paintings. So that's how I will categorize them. They'll all be different, and guess what? They'll all show up. They'll all be on Zombie Daily in short order. They'll be on there pretty soon. You know, so if you guys want to see the finished versions of these. Yeah, check out Zombie Daily. And you see, I don't know if you can see that, guys, but the paint literally beads off of the black, the black ink, because it's a photocopy ink, but it's in the paper, as you can obviously see. It's painting the paper. So I think this is a really cool way of kind of doing it, you know? Yeah. And if you want to try doing it this way, again, I don't think I invented this method, but, you know, maybe I was just dumb enough to try it. So, yes, I am trying it. And you know what? This is kind of what I do when I do workshops. doing zombie portraits. I photocopy a bunch of like generic sort of zombie or human heads, and then folks go in and draw them as zombie portraits. And that's kind of the workshop, and it's so fun, man. Everybody's zombie, version of that head is always super different and really exciting, Yeah. So I love doing stuff with people and seeing the results. It's very interesting. It's just fun. It's so therapeutic too. Like for real. To be drawing and painting and stuff like that. Like I draw. I think it's probably the most like non-calming art type of art, and I am like super calm when I'm doing it, because like it's line work, it's more precision and stuff like that. But if you're painting, it's more strokes and like stroke oriented and kind of more maybe freedom and things, for the most part, I think. Sure, you can do, get in and do small details and stuff like that, but I think mostly painting is like broader strokes maybe, and that seems to me much more calming, you know what I mean, than inking, I think, At least for me, like I'm kind of like I'm wary when I ink sometimes, right? I want to make sure that, because it's kind of the final phase of a drawing is your inking, and you want that to be really good. You want that to really work, right, and really read well, So yeah, I'm always a little bit on edge. But yeah, this is a cool Hulk zombie. Again, like extremely enraged. Yeah. What do you think, guys? That's pretty. He seems pretty. Seems pretty angry there. I'm actually going to darken that so that the hands pop a lot. I want them to look close up, and very janky and expressive. Like I think doing the card size, you want to try to get more emotion and feeling out, because you're working on such a small area. So it's like, oh, okay, well, I might as well fill it full of as much, expression, because you don't have anywhere else to look, right? So you might as well really do that expression good, or well, rather. Good, Because that's all there is. So the focal point... the focal point is on the character, always. So yes, there I like that, and I'm gonna. Oh, geez, guys, I'm so sorry. Like keeping up with everything there is not often great, because I'm always like moving the card around or moving the page around. Like the card, it's hard because it's so small, but I will do my best to, I want to make the fingers almost look broken or something. Like, I like that hand. The hands look really weird, and yeah. Well, even his face, right? Even his face looks really like zombie-ish and skull-like. Yeah, but that's definitely the Hulk. Yeah. There. Oh yeah, he's angry. hangry. He's hungry and angry. Maybe he just busted through a wall. Yeah, I like that. I like the rubble. Yeah, that's great. I like that. I like the rubble in there. Yeah, really, that really helps. I think to show depth. You always want to, you know, in something this small, you always want to kind of show as much as you can. I feel anyway, because there's no there's no surface area there, man. So like you really want to try to put as much stuff as you can in there, you know. Yeah. Guys, check out my Patreon. Almost 4,000 images on there. This Halloween, I'll be hitting the 1100th Zombie Pinup Diva. I'm going to be posting more of those as we reach the 1100th Zombie Pinup Diva this Halloween. I've got to post at least one every 3 days, so I'll be posting another one soon, very soon. Maybe today, or maybe tomorrow rather. Today's already went up. It is a great Pokemon, very crocodilian Pokemon. I really like doing that one, and so that one went up today. Yeah, on Zombie Daily. So check it out on my Patreon. The link is in the description. The link is in the description below. Yeah, so check that out. There's a Zombie Hulk. Yeah, that's great. I love that. I really like this one. Yeah, it's a sketch card, man. It's a sketch card. It's not like, you know, a Rembrandt. But you know what? I put a lot of try to put a lot of detail into it. Like I said, like there's not much to the cards, so I want to try to put as much, you know, detail and stuff in there as possible to make it, you know, to make it worthwhile, you know. Yeah, I feel, you know. Like I know, obviously you could go, yeah, but you could go minimalist and still make it good, and I get it, I know. But, you know, for me, for now, for this, I feel like making it very, you know, rich in detail and substance and all of that stuff. So, you know, but I get it. Like, there's other ways of doing sketch cards for sure. But I like putting in these little details and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. There. Okay. I'm going to sign it. Oh. Boop. There. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Zombie Hulk. Okay, there's another card. Now, meow, I'm going to get to doing a bit more on this, and then you know what, guys? I think I'm going to call it. I think I'm going to call it an evening. Yes, I believe I shall. I'm going to put. Let's zoom out here. Wow, look at this art table. Yeah, so much stuff on it. But yeah, we'll zoom out a bit, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of gray, a little bit of marker gray on here with the Tombow pen. Really like these Tombos. I think that this one might be. Let's see. Oh, can't show that. Can't show you that. What else do we got over here? Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's not bad. All right. Oh, fiddle-dee-dee. Oh, that's good. Yum, yum, yum. Yum. Get him, get him, get him, get him. Yeah, I like that. I like that nice kind of neutral, cool, sort of neutral gray in there. But yeah, I'm gonna add some red, and you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna add some red with marker again, because I want that more brilliant red to show up. Yeah, I don't think the watercolor is going to do it, because I'd have to almost make it opaque, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just adding a little bit of red to his mouth, and maybe his claws here, and some of the runoff, maybe dried blood, whatever, those parts. So definitely his claws or talons, and here, and I actually drew areas in where I'm gonna use them a little bit, but I'm not gonna use them exclusively. But I did actually draw in where the blood and stuff was going on there. So just adding a bit here and there, some red areas like in the like around his mouth too. Yeah, and you know what? This is kind of I'm experimenting with this type of pen on this drawing, but I also have two other ones, right? So yeah, because they were photocopied. They were photocopied onto watercolor paper, which is really awesome. I actually offered coloring books like that, or coloring pages rather, to people who wanted to color some stuff with watercolor. I actually did that, where I would print stuff on watercolor paper, and you could actually, paint. You could paint your coloring book, with actual watercolor paints. So yes. There. Okay. So that's I really like that dinosaur. I think that looks great. I just want to try something though. I'm going to put like another little holding line that's fresh on here, and I want to see if that helps. So I know it helped that, just made that thicker. But yeah, I think that line also, there is a wee little bit of paint coverage on the black, but man, it's so negligible. It's almost nothing. However, when I put this way thicker black on there, it does pop out more, because of course it would, right? Of course it would, because it's fresh and it's on top of everything. So of course it's going to be. So yeah, I mean, I'm touching up the blacks a little bit, but nothing on the inside. The insides are great the way they are. They're very vivid. The blacks, you could very much see the black in there, with like all the details and stuff. I'm just kind of doing another little round with of black for the holding line on some of the parts. But again, it's not absolutely necessary, But again, this almost solidifies the fact that it's an original, because I'm even affecting the photocopies line, and so that enforces the fact that it's an original drawing, a print, Like again, it's a print, but the paint is original, and I'm actually, like I said, affecting the framework or the drawing itself. So yeah, it is an original again. Yeah. I think it's like an original that needs to be explained, but it's still an original. Like I have to tell you that it is a photocopy, but the painting and the redrawing of the outline is by hand, by in an original way. There's not another one like it. So because that one looks way different from this one. And different from this one, right? So yeah, they're all different. They're all original for sure, Yes. And so this one's kind of like, this one's the one color more plain Jane one, I think. I might add a little bit of brightness to that fin, but I think otherwise he's going to stay this color. And I like that. I'm actually going to maybe put some highlights in there. But otherwise, it's going to stay that color, and I dig that. I could do more things with it, but I won't because I like it like that. And here I go with a little bit of pale yellow on that fin. Just like on it, not stripes or dots or anything. Just like lighten the fin up. Lighten some of the veins and stuff slightly, and maybe there. Yeah, that's probably about it. Maybe the top there. Yeah, there. So again, this is another original because man, it's so different from the other two. It's repainted. So I don't know if there's a name for kind of this, like when artists do this. Like I know that when I did the crowdfunding campaign for the Zombie Handbook, I offered a remarked version for like as kind of a perk, right? And so what I did was, instead of just doing like a drawing, like so a remarked version or remarked, whatever cover or comic book or print or whatever, is when you draw an original little sketch in the corner of the print or the comic or whatever. So that's called a remarked version. So what I did with the Zombie Handbook for the people who ordered that as the perk, I did like a full page, super awesome, like detailed, like mega detailed drawing, of like multiple zombies. Like that was so fun. Oh my god, I had such a great time doing those remarked versions, man. So those people have like a copy of or a print of the Zombie Handbook that doesn't exist anywhere else. It's an original sketch book edition. So yeah, I sketched those full page remarked things in there. So yeah, man, that was a lot of fun. I have. They're on the bloody Zombie Daily. If you look for them, just type in "remarked" into the search bar, and you'll find them. I think they're all on one page because I think I took a photo of. No, actually, that's not true. I scanned them all. That's right, I scanned them all. So I think they're all separate. So you'll be able to see them in their like individual, honestly, glory. Like and they're all like original sketched. Like I didn't plan them or anything. I just started at one corner almost and just went on my way and just did them originally. So they're very cool, I think. So yeah, check those out. Remarked editions. And And yeah, I can do that for you guys too. If you want me to do a remarked, so to speak, version of the Zombie Handbook or the Cape Fear graphic novel, I'd be more than happy to do that for you guys too. Go to zombieportraits.com and check out that page. It's awesome. The daily blog actually updates new zombie art every day as well, just like the Patreon page. And order yourself a zombie portrait or a custom drawing, and that custom can be basically of anything. Just go to the contact us portion of the site at the bottom there, or it's in multiple places actually, and I will be speaking to you that same day in most cases. And we could discuss an original piece of art for you. Yeah. Love to do that. Love to do a zombie portrait for you as well. It's a fantastic gift. So, yeah, order one of those soon. Next year will be the 20th anniversary of Zombie Portraits, man. Which is crazy. That is I can't believe I've been doing this for 20 years. Yeah. Zombieportraits.com. Check it out. Yeah, if you type zombie portraits into Google, likely will be the first one that pops up there for y'all. Got some big news, I believe, coming up very soon for y'all as well. Looking forward to spilling the tea on that one when that makes landfall. So I'll be letting you know. There, guys, that is yet another cool zombie dinosaur in color, different from the other ones, based on the original. Which is this one right here. This is the original. It's on a nice, it's a silky smooth cardstock. I love working on it. So yes, this is the original pen and ink, which is still here in its entirety and complete. And these are photocopies on watercolor paper. Yeah, crazy, eh? So get these I bring in my own watercolor paper, and I just say, can you guys please photocopy, on this side? Like, there's another side to these, right? That's it's got way more tooth, or actually just a weird surface, rather. It's not a tooth, I don't even think. It's just a weird surface. But I like the smooth surface to work on better, with the pen and ink, and I think even the actual watercolor itself, because it can move around a little better. Anyway, you find these things out. If you want more information on what I'm talking about, guys, hit me up in the comments section. I'll be glad to explain what I mean by all of that. But it's art talk. It's art talk. It's just that, some surfaces are better to work on for certain things. And, if you need help in determining what that is, then I can gladly help you along with that. There's a lot of stuff that I've just learned over the years on my own. And that's kind of how I learn stuff. I'm not a book guy. I'm more of a hands-on guy, do-it guy, so... I have found about a lot of ways to do things on my own. Of course, yeah. Obviously, I'm into the pop culture stuff and art stuff and all that. But you kind of learn or you kind of pick up things by osmosis even sometimes. You know what I mean? Like. If you watch enough movies, it's like, yeah, I think I could actually do a movie, write the story, and I don't mean like do the whole movie or anything. You need some really professional folks for that. Like, yeah, that's far beyond my capabilities. But yeah, man, like you could write a movie or you could write a screenplay rather, and you kind of pick things up over the years. Especially when you see good stuff. Like that's why I say like too, check out my regular page, my regular video page, and yeah, I do some movie reviews, and they're kind of like also they double as like, oh, you know what, if you've never seen this movie, you got to check it out. It's really good. So they're kind of recommendations as well, And here I am putting some highlights on these areas, like little dots, little sort of hot spots where it's like blood is gleaming or it has that kind of wet slimy look. So I'm adding those little touches and some of the scales too. Added scales type of thing, like lizard scales. I know that's weird, but yeah, there it is. So yeah, these are still work in progresses, but they're almost done. And when I do complete them, I will post them on Zombie Daily, where you should be going to check out all the zombie art that I do. 4,000 almost. 4,000 almost. 4,000 entries on that Zombie Daily page. And that is on my Patreon, and that is down below in the description of this video. You will see the links to the places that you can go to see some of my work, to order some of my work, to get a zombie portrait. That's my merch, but it's real stuff. Like, it's real stuff. So there will be announcements as to what will be most likely added and available. So I implore you to check those places out. Definitely Zombie Daily. Definitely check out Zombie Daily and Zombie Portraits. Order yourself a zombie portrait, guys. They're very affordable for right now, and they're great gifts. They're great gifts. So yeah. Check out zombie portraits for sure. Order a zombie portrait before it's too late. And yeah, I'd be honored to do your zombie portrait for you. Like I said, they're fantastic gifts. They're fantastic wedding gifts. I've done so many weddings over the years. It's unreal. So yes, I always get the nicest and most wonderful feedback from folks who receive them as gifts. So I'm very happy to hear those things, those very kind words from folks getting the zombie portrait as the gift, or even giving it as a gift. But yeah, I love that. Oh man, that brings a warm tear to my eye. A warm tear to my eye. Yeah. So there we go. There's some guys. There are some. Look at what we did today. Look at what we did today. We got those 3 dinos kind of done, painted. Wonderful. And look at all the cards we did. Look at all the cards. I will probably add more to the cards, but man, there we did a Hulk, another Hulk, a Conan, a Wolverine, and a Superman. Oh no, that one was. I finished that Superman one. So yeah, we did a lot tonight. Yeah. So when people go like, "Oh, how much? How long does it take you to do one of those?" I can say, well, less than 2 hours. But yeah, these were painted though. But only painted though. Like I said, they are on watercolor paper. And you know what? I will probably look at these cards too and go like, I'm going to touch this up before I scan it and stuff like that. Like I'm looking at this right now. I'm like, oh yeah, that could use like a thicker holding line, and even himself, just so he pops off the card a little bit more. Yeah, like some of these I will probably, just touch up here and there. But essentially they are done. So yeah, that's very cool. And I've got some cards left. I've got some blank ones left. So we'll be doing some more of those in the future. If you are enjoying those, guys, I got to get down on these. I got to get these zombie pinup divas done. There's one. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then another zombie dinosaur is almost done. Yeah. So wow. So what? 4 zombie pinup divas? 5 zombie pinup divas. 5 zombie pinup divas and a dinosaur, and then more sketch cards and more Pokemon. Like I've got a ton of Pokemon over here too. Yeah, I got this guy, him, the little sort of weird beaver dude, the grown-up more weird beaver dude, and then the sort of bird, the bird one with the weird chicken wing. Yeah, man. So I do a lot of zombie drawings. So how much is that? 4, 3, 4, 5. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, sorry, that was one of the dinosaurs. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So that's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh yeah, I did this Batman one too. So that's 14 things on the go. And that's just today. Tomorrow there'll be more. For sure. And I'll probably end up like adding a bit to these dinosaurs, I think too. Because yeah, like there's a vein in there that I could like pronounce a bit better. Like this, like adding the white to that vein, and things like that. Just adding a little highlight here and there. Like there's stuff that I will do. They're essentially finished, but again, like I could add a couple of little things here and there. I might actually put his. There, right there. I might just actually do this and put an eye, like yeah. Like an eyeball. Yeah. That's different, right? That's different from this because he doesn't have that. So anyway, yeah, there's like so much. I love doing these because you could kind of do different things, right? So test different things. Learn. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to call it a night. Yeah, you know what? I started a bit early, but a nice little two hour show there. Doing some art, getting some art done. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Your help in me doing that is like just invaluable. Like I cannot thank you enough. I picked up a couple of new subscribers, guys. We're so close to 400. Like all I need is 500 subscribers, and we're slowly inching there, guys. Please subscribe to the channel. So I could get up in that loftier airspace where the algorithms favor you a little bit more. I like to get in front of more eyes and maybe try to help some more people with art and all of that stuff. So guys, please help out if you can. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment, things of that nature. That would be awesome. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, I'm going to try to be doing these every other day. So I think the next one should be Saturday evening. I hope to see you then. That is my goal, is to do that. So I hope to see you guys then again, and we'll do hopefully some different stuff once more. All right. So until then, guys, best wishes and love. Enjoy your weekend, and